What up, guys? Welcome to our first podcast. We are Dude Nice, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah. Oh, you already know what we gonna do. Hey.
I'm Kyle Nielsen,
I'm Ben Drew.
And I'm Kent Nielsen.
and together, like I said, we make up Dude Nice. We will have a Twitter account coming. If you'd like to respond to anything we say, you can hashtag your tweets Dude Nice. We can search them that way. We kind of had a late start on this, so we're doing our NFL predictions now. I know it's week 5, right, of the NFL season?
But better late than never.
Better
Right.
late than never.
Better than never.
So we'll go through this division by division, and we'll each make our picks. So starting with the NFC North, Ben, who you got?
Coming out of the north. I'm going to go with the Packers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like what they got going down there in Green Bay. And I haven't seen anything really that great out of the Bears or the Lions, especially with like Johnson going down. I think the Packers are the favorite in that division.
Fair enough. Ken?
That's fair. I have to agree with Ben. You can't really. I mean, you can talk about Detroit Lions all you want with Megatron. Like, he's the best receiver in the game, but I mean he's not going to be able to carry a team to a Super Bowl or to even to a division win. So the Packers just have a lot going on with Jordy Nelson and like Aaron Rodgers, that connection, and their defense, and Eddie Lacy in the backfield. Like, I mean, you can't really argue with that. So I'll agree with Ben with the Packers.
Yes, and I guess it's unanimous because, I mean, the Packers are the clear choice here. The reasons you guys said. I mean, they have the best team. They have the best quarterback in the division. It's just an easy pick.
Especially with, like, Adrian Peterson. Like, he's not around anymore.
Bonehead. So I'm never picking him for my fantasy team ever again, by the
You
way.
made that mistake, Kyle. You did. Hashtag dude nice.
And as much as I want to see the Lions do well because I love Megatron, it's got to be the Packers for sure.
We all know Christian Ponder isn't taking Minnesota to the promised land.
Christian who?
Dude, I saw a guy wearing a Christian Ponder jersey the other day. And
No,
I was like,
you
where
didn't.
did you find that in the trash?
Value Village.
Yeah,
or
probably, dude.
something like that.
I don't even think Valley Village would carry that kind of stuff.
Sorry, Jared Kenley.
That's a shout out to Jerry Kenley and the Vikings.
If you're listening. All right, we can move on to the NFC East. Kent, let's start with you this time.
East Division. Yeah, well, the way I see it, I mean, you got to pick. I don't know. I'm picking the Eagles out of that division because, like, you can't pick the Giants because they're never good, and the Cowboys,
I hate
like,
the Giants.
they play good, and then like Tony Romo throws the game, and then I don't know. Like, I think clear choice here is the Eagles because like they got the 1-2 punch with like LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles in the backfield. They share carries, and they're both good receiving running backs. So I feel like
It's killing me
with
in
Nick
fantasy,
Foles,
though.
yeah, it's killing me in fantasy, but that's another story for another day. So
They are,
I think-
4-1?
Yeah, I think with Nick Foles, and their defense is playing outstanding right now. So I think you got to go with the Eagles.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I'm going to give a shout out to my boy John McMurray. I'm going to pick
Are you kidding?
I'm
me?
going to pick his Dallas Cowboys.
Goodness
They're
gracious.
4-1. They're looking good. Did you see their game against the Texans? That was a classy
Yes.
game.
Can I just reiterate what I just said about the
I
Cowboys?
know. Yeah, maybe this is the year that Tony Romo won't choke, or maybe it is another year that he will choke.
Probably.
But I don't know. I just don't. It was down for me. It was between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I don't know. I don't believe in Nick Foles. And Kyle, who are you picking for that division, Kyle?
the East Division.
The Giants have been playing really well lately. Eli Manning looks like he's turned the corner. They got
Peyton Manning in disguise.
They got a good running game.
You know how I feel about the Giants.
The receivers. Ben's a Patriots fan, so his hate for the Giants is never ending.
Tremendous.
But I'm gonna go with the Cowboys as well with Ben.
Heyo!
I've watched them a little bit this season.
America's
DeMarco
team.
Murray's a beast. Tony Romo, yeah, he chokes at the end of the season, but we're not at the end of the season. Their defense has been surprisingly good this year, despite losing some of their better players in the offseason. So I think that it's the Cowboys' year. I think they'll lose in the first playoff game, but
Naturally.
but I definitely think that they will win that division
Dude,
for
nice.
sure. Hashtag Dude Nice.
Dude
If you want
Nice.
to tweet us, use the hashtag Dude Nice. NFC South. I'll start with this
Kyle,
one.
you start this one.
The Saints have been too up and down for me, but
This is a hard division to pick.
the same with the Panthers. The Falcons are just bad on defense. They can get beat by probably anyone. And the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers.
They're trash.
The sucking years, yeah.
I think in the end, I think Cam Newton will continue to get healthier. His connection with his receivers will get better. And the Panthers still have a great defense. Definitely one of the best in the league. So I think eventually, when it's all said and done, I think the Panthers will win that division. I think it'll be between them and the Saints, really close. But they had a really good year last year. They're not quite as good this year, but I just don't like the Saints. I don't trust them. I've seen them way too up and down this year. Ben?
No, I was the same. I went with the Panthers and the Saints, but I think I'm going to pick the Saints. I think I like their new receiver with the Cooks guy. I got him on my fantasy. He's pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm just going to pick the Saints for this division.
All because of that one receiver.
That was the only one. Oh, I know. I like Drew Brees.
That's
and, like,
fair. Well, you
obviously-
can't argue with
obviously
Drew Brees.
It's Jimmy Graham.
No, I'm definitely picking the Panthers in this division because you just can't really argue with. I don't know, like you can't argue with the defense, and I don't know if anybody's watched the Calvin Benjamin play.
He's
The
good.
dude's a beast. He's like 6'5". Cam Newton can just throw the ball up to him, and the dude goes up and get it. He's really good. So not that that's going to carry him the whole season. Like they're going to need more support, but I feel like between that combination and then of course their defense with Kuechly in the middle, like he's just he's
Awesome.
outstanding. So I feel like the Panthers will probably and again it's probably going to be close between the Panthers and the Saints, but I think I'm just going to pick the Panthers for that division. That and I lived in North Carolina for 2 years, so that
Bias.
So.
Hey, we all have personal biases. Especially just watch when we get to AFC North or me and Kent pick.
I've been to the state.
The West, the NFC West. This division has 3 very good teams. And actually, the Rams haven't played that bad this year either. Considering that they lost their first and second string
Don't
quarterback.
draft their defense in the fantasy draft though.
Oh, tell us about that.
Who did we start with last time? I think it was me.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ben,
no,
Ben's
no.
turn.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Jordan Pickett. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks. Obviously, like
Seattle
one of the best defenses in the league. But just like Russell Wilson, I don't really see him like falling into a slump.
That's it, Russell Wilson.
He's really good. And obviously Marshawn Lynch, got him on my fantasy team. He kills it every
Oh
week.
yeah, that
Beast mode. Yeah.
Kent.
Hashtag dude nice.
Who you got?
Gee, man, this is such a tough division because, like, I mean, obviously the Seahawks are the Seahawks. Obviously, like, there's really not like you can't really argue with that. But like the 49ers are a great team as well. But I think in reality, like, I feel like in a matchup with the Seahawks and the 49ers, like, I mean, you got guys like I don't know, the Seahawks defense is just incredible. First of all. And like Ben said, like Russell Wilson, like you can't really argue with him. Like the guy can do it all. And he's got guys to throw to, and he's got a running back that can just run through anyone. So
Dude,
I
nice.
definitely think you got to pick the Seahawks in this division.
All right, Lyle.
This is a tough one for me.
You going 49ers, aren't you?
No, he's going Rams.
I think the 49ers will play better down the stretch here. I know the first few games have been a little shaky. I'm not sure the status on Carson Palmer, but Drew Stanton's played very well in.
Oh yeah, no, he looked good.
Yeah,
The Cardinals overall just look like a good team this year. Like,
but Stanton got a concussion on Sunday. Palmer does. It looks like he's not likely to play this week either. So I think when it's all said and done, I mean Seattle will probably win, but I want you all to know that I think the Cardinals will be right there, and it might come down to the very last week
that's a fair statement.
because the Cardinals' defense is great. Patrick Peterson is
He's awesome.
him and Richard Sherman could be swapped at 1 and 2 for the top corners in the league.
I agree.
It's a bold statement.
I
No,
agree.
I-
Actually, I agree with that statement.
And they got
That's fair.
the Honey Badger, you know,
Honey Badger.
Dude, seriously.
in their
Yeah,
in their
that
secondary. They got my boy Larry Foote. Okay, he's not that good anymore, but just
If he was on the
Steeler-
Okay,
Patriots.
he played for Dick LeBeau. Okay,
Steelers ties win out. So I guess I'll go with the Seahawks, but watch out for the Cardinals. I think.
Definitely a sleeper. Hashtag dude nice.
Hashtag sleeper.
Okay, now we can get to the AFC because
We're all
our favorite
AFC.
teams are from the
We're all
AFC.
AFC.
Me and Kent being Steelers fans. Ben is a Patriots fan. We
The
won't hold
Giants
it.
hater.
We'll hold it against him.
Wait a damn minute here.
there it is, folks.
So we can talk about the AFC North. I love this division. My boys,
It's a good division.
the Steelers are in it. Kent, your turn to pick.
Well,
Who you got?
I'm super biased. Like, it's hard not to pick the Steelers because like you're just when you've been a fan of a team for as long as Kyle and I have, like you just. I mean, the Steelers have. I mean, yeah, they're not as good as they have been in years, but I still feel like they could be definitely a sleeper in that division. Like the Bengals, of course, the Bengals are really good with Andy Dalton and like
Their defense.
AJ Green, and their defense is really good. But I feel like the Steelers, after they figure out a few things, like they haven't looked bad, but they haven't looked like super hot either in the first few games of the season. But I feel like when they finally get it figured out. Of course, you can't argue with Dick LeBeau as a defensive coordinator. Like the man's a beast, and they just, their defense is hurt, but when guys get healthy and healthier, then I think their defense will progress. So I feel I'm going to go with the Steelers in that division.
Yeah.
Dude, nice.
Shazier's supposed to be back. Probably not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. Their
Right,
rookie
Shazier,
linebacker.
He's good.
Jarvis Jones and Ike Taylor won't be back till end of November.
I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but you should definitely YouTube the whole break his arm incident. Ike Taylor, it's pretty gross.
We were rewinding that and
Yeah.
watching it in slow motion. It was
Pretty nasty.
Wasn't a good
bad
thing because
break.
the Steelers secondary is already kind of
Already
old.
beat up.
No, we're not doctors here, but
But you got the flying fiend, Paul Mahler, so
This is a really tough division for me to pick. Of course, my heart tells me the Steelers. My head tells me the Bengals. You can never count out the Ravens.
it's hard.
And the Browns definitely won't win the division, but
dude, Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Brian Hoyer actually
Brian
looks legit.
Football.
Johnny who?
Let's call him Brian,
Brian
Football.
Brian Football.
Brian Hoyer actually looks legit. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous for this game on Sunday, the Browns taking on the Steelers.
Whoa, dude, easy.
But as tough as it is for me to say, I think the Bengals will win the division by a game, with the
Well,
Steelers making one of the wild cards. I just think it'll be that close. The Steelers will be right there. I mean, the Bengals got dismantled by the Patriots this last week,
Oh yeah,
yeah, they did.
so it gives me hope that my Steelers are still in it, and
Which
they are.
pains me to say
They are.
because I hate the Patriots.
that's okay.
But I think I got to go with the Bengals eventually winning the division.
Traitor.
Call me whatever you want.
Benedict Arnold.
He's not a real
Speaking
fan.
of Benedict, Ben,
That was.
I was just kidding.
No.
Pick your division winner.
Look, for me, I don't know. I don't trust Andy Dalton. I
enough.
don't trust that
He's
ginger.
redheaded.
It is. He's a ginger. I don't
That's
trust him.
fair. Okay.
And AJ
Discrimination.
Green. AJ Green. If that guy could stay healthy all year,
Dude, he's a beast.
he is a beast. He's really good.
Fantasy points?
I think
But
he's
kind of
out.
like what we said about Calvin Johnson. Like, if Calvin Johnson was in every game, like the Lions have a better chance of like winning that division.
I think AJ Green's out this Sunday.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I know he's not playing this Sunday.
Yeah.
Um,
He had a toe injury, and what was it this week?
Well, I think it was
Is
more
this-
than
is
that.
this
Like
the
it
same
was
thing
kind
now?
of like a. I don't know. I read an article that said it was just more than his
Yeah.
toe. So
yeah, but so for me, I'm gonna pick the Steelers as well. I think I like Ben Roethlisberger and like Le'Veon Bell and freaking Brown.
Antonio Brown is a.
They
beast.
are like they have a good offense with those guys, so, like just those guys, and not even like Miller at tight end, right? Like,
Dude's a beast.
like they have some really good weapons. I think that they'll be able to work with, and like you said, like the defense is kind of hurting right now, but like I think the Steelers can like make a good run and win that division.
I think if the offense starts to use Le'Veon Bell even more,
Yeah,
because in the game against the Jaguars on Sunday, there was stretches they'd give him the ball, he ran for great yardage, and then they didn't hand it
They
off to
wouldn't
him
make
for
them,
another
yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think Todd Haley, their offensive coordinator, likes to take too many shots down the field when really he should just be doing these short passes. Because Roethlisberger's a great quarterback, he's got good receivers. Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette
Well,
Blount even are
I've-
great running
dude,
backs.
Blunt is good.
I feel like the Steelers need to go back to what they normally do and just run the ball.
Well, yeah, just
Like,
just hand it off more than they have been,
They're
and
used to
they'll be fine.
like,
But
they need to go back to that.
I mean, of course, we can't change what these guys do with their game planning.
I don't love talking about the Steelers, but whatever.
But yeah, we will. We can move on
Yeah, let's
to
move
the
on.
East in Ben's specialty here.
East division.
So for me in the East, I'm going with the Bills. I just think, that Watkins guy at receiver, he's just no. I'm just kidding.
I was like,
not going with the Bills.
I was like,
No.
you are
Dude,
lying
no.
to
I think
everyone.
easy pick the Patriots. Easily the best team in that division. Everybody else in that division is just trash. Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets. They're not going anywhere.
Dude, the Dolphins beat the Patriots.
And
That's all.
the Patriots had
all
like
I'm
a
saying.
rough start, and they did. Like if they don't get their act together, like
That's
they'll
fair.
they'll have a rough time winning that. Well, I think they'll still win the division, but they'll have a rough time getting to the Super Bowl. But I think like last week when they played the Bengals, like I think they
Right.
they didn't silence all their critics, but they showed everyone
Well-
like they can still
Yeah,
pound teams.
because everybody put them
Kill
out
teams.
when they got beat by who did they?
Oh, Kansas City.
Kansas
Yeah, they
City.
lost to
Yeah,
Kansas
yeah.
City.
When they lost to
On
Kansas
that
City,
Monday night
everybody's like, "Oh, the Patriots are on the way out." Well, they dismantled the Bengals last week, so yeah.
As long as Tom Brady is the quarterback, as long as Bill Belichick's the coach, they're never
as
ruled
much as
out.
I hate both those guys,
yeah.
like they're good. They're good at what they do.
It doesn't matter who Brady has at receiver; he will find a way.
Who
to make
heard
that offense.
Amendola?
Or Edelman?
Yeah.
Dobson.
Yeah.
Fifi Dobson.
That's
a lady that
Is that a
sings
singer?
Ghost or something. Sings song.
Well, I mean,
That's not a thing.
we don't know Dawson's first name, so we might as well just
I'm gonna call him
that.
Fifi.
Okay.
That's his new name, Fifi. Hashtag Steve Nine.
Hashtag Fifi Dobson.
Kent, so was that you picking the Pats as well?
Well,
or-
yeah. I think you have to go there. Like you said, Carl. Like as long as Belichick's around and Tom Brady's around, like.
Well, right.
You can't really argue that. Like, these other teams have a lot. I guess. The Dolphins show every once in a while. They show a little bit of like. Maybe,
Do they have
But-
Mike Wallace?
but and Mike Wallace again coming from the Steelers.
He's an old
fan,
Steeler.
He's
Cordell
he's
Stewart.
a boss, but they show every once in a while that they might could do something, but I think in reality, like any smart guy would pick the Pats in that.
Hashtag Mike Cadet.
As much as I hate the Patriots,
No, it's
That's what he
true.
said, dude.
The Dolphins are trash.
Mike Cadet.
I like they had a good showing against the Patriots in Week 1, but since then, like where have they been?
well, yeah, Henny's like I say, he played good that one game, and then
The Bills have 2 quarter like they started Kyle Orton this last week. They won, but EJ Manuel they also are trying to play, and when you have 2 quarterbacks, you really don't have a quarterback.
I think Kyle Orton's like in the running for MVP. Psych.
maybe MVP
What
of
the hell?
Buffalo this year because the Bills might be the best team in Buffalo in professional sports this year. That's pretty sad to say.
What's their running back's name? CJ Spiller or something?
Yeah, Spiller.
Master Splinter.
Dude, nice.
Masters. Okay.
Master Splinter.
And the Jets are terrible. Geno Smith sucks. Michael Vick sucks. Rex
They're
Ryan.
the Jets.
Rex Ryan.
Did you hear what
is a
Rex Ryan
defensive
said?
coordinator.
He said sorry to our fans.
He
Whoever's
He
left.
apologized to the fans.
He's like, if we have any, or like whoever's
yeah,
left.
he was like, apologies to the fans, whichever ones are left.
Shut up. All two of you.
The one kid in my political
Seriously.
philosophy class that cheers for him. He's the last one.
It was a straight shout out to him.
Yeah, it was.
Dude,
Oh,
nice.
that's funny.
I make fun of that kid every class.
Okay, so I'm also picking the Pats. It's just too obvious, and if you don't pick them, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and I will argue with you over that fact. So
Um,
Tom Brady for president.
I don't know about that.
Can't vote. Whatever.
the the AFC South. I Kent, you go first for this one, man.
Holy lightning, man! Kind of like this division's full of teams that are kind of like every once in a while, I guess, like they show like potential, but like in reality, like you look at like the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans. Like I think it's an honest pick to pick the Colts. Like,
Clearly.
I mean, Andrew Luck. Like, I mean, you can't really like Reggie Wayne, Jeff Saturday. Oh, I'm just kidding. Jeff Saturday doesn't
That
play for
Hilton
them.
guy lit it up tonight.
But I'm
Oh
saying,
yeah,
like
T.Y. Hilton. They got great
yeah,
receivers.
I mean, they're just full of like. I mean, obviously, it's probably a no-brainer. I mean, Andrew Luck alone, probably. I mean, you can't really pick against them because you're not gonna. I mean, they just played Houston tonight, and they didn't beat them by much because Houston's got a great defense with
Yeah.
like J.J. Watt, and when Clowney's. I mean, when he's healthy and stuff like that, I feel like they might be a sleeper in that division. But right now, you have to go with the Colts because I don't know how long it'll take Clowney to come back to full potential and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Jacksonville, I really like Blake Bortles. He's a rookie, so I mean,
He only likes him because he reminds him of Roethlisberger.
he's thrown a few picks. I mean, he
Big
is a
Bortles,
rookie in
right.
on a bad team, but from what I've seen, I like the way he plays. But the Jaguars just don't have any other talent in any other position. Their best receivers is suspended because of marijuana, I believe. They don't have any other skill.
He's got a bunch of clowns, really.
It's really hard for me to name any other starters on their team.
Maurice Jones-Drew. Oh wait, no, he doesn't
He
even
goes with the
play.
Raiders nowadays. That mess of a team that the Raiders are.
Mess of a team. They are.
The Titans, they don't have a quarterback,
Vince Young.
so they can't win in the league unless you have a quarterback. The Texans, if they had a quarterback, I would actually pick these guys to win the division.
Yeah, I agree with
Fitzpatrick has been a serviceable guy in the league, but the only thing he's got going for him is his beard. It's a great beard.
that. Yeah.
But
Hear the beard.
and I mean they did almost beat the Colts tonight, but
Well,
I think
yeah,
I think that Texans defense is really good, and that's what kept them in there.
again, yeah, I agree.
But I got to pick the Colts. Andrew Luck is,
He's ugly as hell.
He's not a handsome man.
He is not a handsome man,
and
but he's damn good on the football.
He is.
he's very good at what he does for sure. With those with those receivers, like I said, like there's no way that those guys can be stopped in that division.
I'm the same. The Colts. Andrew Luck's on my fantasy team, and he kills it every week. They've got a great offense, and their defense is pretty good too.
Yeah, playing fancy.
But I think Kyle, you said it best. Just if you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to win in the league. And you look at these other teams, like the Texans are actually pretty good, and I would say they're a sleeper too, but they don't have a quarterback, and so there's no way anyone else is probably going to win that division. So it'll most likely be the Colts there.
You're not wrong.
I agree with that.
And then our last division here, the AFC West. I can start with my pick for this one. The Chargers have been playing really, really well.
They are playing
I
really well.
dislike Phillip Rivers.
Preach.
I don't like
you.
his attitude,
Thank you.
but I think that they will challenge the Broncos for this division. The Chiefs have shown flashes, but they haven't been as consistent this year as they did like last year when they started. What were they 9-0, 10-0 before they lost the
No
game?
one was scared.
Yeah, but no one was scared of them. The Raiders are an absolute
Mess.
You said a mess of a team. I like
They
that.
are.
mess of a team.
They are.
Their management is terrible. They signed aging veteran players to try to
Bring them back.
win 6 games. Like
Who's their quarterback? Carr.
Carr,
Carr.
yeah,
But then who they have? They had
Matt Schaub,
Matt Scrub.
Schwab.
Stump the Matt Schwab.
But they just hired a new coach, so maybe that'll help them out. But they're definitely not challengers for this year. The Broncos, of course, are a popular pick, but I'm going with the Chargers. I think they're playing really well. They're building on last year, and so that's who I'm going to pick.
I think for me, it was either the Chargers or the Broncos. I dislike the Chargers. Like you said, I do not like Phillip Rivers. I have never liked San Diego, but they are playing really, really well. But I feel like with the Broncos, it's like the Seahawks. Like I feel like you just can't bet against Peyton Manning. The guy's money. He's awesome. So I'll go with the Broncos just because Peyton Manning's going to do great things with that offense, and they'll probably win a lot of games this year.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's really I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Chargers are playing good, but I still feel like you have a guy like Peyton Manning that can pick your defense apart, sitting in the pocket, reading your defense, changing
Happy feet.
plays. Like, yeah, I mean, he moving his feet all the time. So we always make fun of him, call him happy feet, but in reality, like, I don't know, he's probably the best quarterback to ever play. Like, one of them. He's definitely in that top category. So you can't really bet against Peyton Manning, and he's got tons of threats to throw to. Like, they just brought in Poppin' Molly Welker. They brought him in.
I hate that guy.
I mean, I don't like him at all, but he's good, and he can catch the ball.
Yep.
And I mean, of course he can. Like, Tom Brady threw to him for years, and anyway, and I just think like Demaryius Thomas and
Emmanuel Sanders.
like just all those guys. Like, he's just got too many threats to be that good of a quarterback and not win. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, their defense. You don't really hear a lot about them, but I feel like they hold their own. Like, they may not be spectacular, but if the Broncos can put up 60 points a game, like,
Well,
I
they-
feel like
Yeah,
you can't really go against them.
they did upgrade. They signed DeMarcus Ware,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Akib Talib.
That's right.
I mean, they do have Von Miller's not suspended this year, and he is a great linebacker. So they got players for sure. I just kind of wanted to take the risky pick and go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know,
But
you're
I
crazy.
totally
You're not.
No, yeah, no.
You're
I was gonna say I think like Peyton Manning is very similar. Like him and Tom Brady have like that characteristic or like ability to like make whoever they're throwing to better. But I feel like Peyton Manning has like better receivers than
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot of guys. So
Way
he makes them
better.
better, and they're already good.
Right.
So like he has a great offense. Something-
Take Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne example. Like, who ever heard of Reggie Wayne until they started triple teaming Marvin Harrison, right?
Yeah,
And then Peyton Manning just threw to Reggie Wayne, and now he's a superstar.
he's awesome.
So I agree with that.
Yeah, man. So those are our picks. Just to recap, NFC North, we all picked the Packers. The NFC East, myself and Ben went with the Cowboys, and Kent went with the Eagles. The South, Ben went with the Saints. Me and Kent went with the Panthers. The West, we all picked the Seahawks. But watch out for those birds from Arizona, those Cardinals.
That was my best bird. I'm sorry.
That's what Cardinals sound like.
Those stupid birds.
I don't know what a cardinal sounds like.
Stupid bird.
The AFC North, Kent and Ben went with the Steelers. I went with the Bengals just barely. It was tough for me to
Can't
do that.
believe that.
Can't believe it.
Pick against my
Cheer.
boys. In the East, Patriots. I don't know why else you'd even. I don't know how you'd even.
Are you
argue
gonna
that.
pick the Jets? Yeah, right.
Are you living under a rock?
They don't got Mark Sanchez anymore. You know what I mean? Funny thing, I saw this tweet. It was like the Jets' biggest mistake this offseason was releasing Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought
Decker's
that
not
was
even
funny.
playing there, hey? Is he injured?
Yeah, he's been hurt. And Mark Sanchez went to 2 AFC Championship games. Like, I think people forget that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Patriots in that division, the AFC South, Colts all the way, and the West. I picked the Chargers. Kent and Ben went with the Broncos.
You have to. I don't know why you picked the Chargers.
Do we want to pick?
No,
Kyle secretly
do we-
loves Philip Rivers.
I hate
Phillips Rivers.
Phillips Rivers.
Phillips.
Going
Oh,
home.
singer.
I don't know.
Yeah. Ben, you just love your
Pop culture,
your
man.
pop culture
Surprised you
references
didn't
here.
have make a
T.T.
reference.
Dobson,
I'm surprised
Philip
he hasn't made a reference to Kesha.
Hang on. Tune into my podcast, Ben and the Late Night Funky Bunch, for some pop culture. We talk about Kesha for a solid half
I actually
hour.
have
We play
class.
Kesha music all day, every day.
Diane.
All we do is play Kesha.
Do we want to pick wild cards?
Ooh.
Because we have our division winners. We just picked 2 other teams from both conferences that we think will get the wild card spots.
Sure.
Sure.
I already have mine, so I can
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go
Kyle.
for it.
You start us.
I picked the Cowboys to win the East. I think the Eagles will be in as one of them. And I picked the Panthers. Oh, it's really tough. I'm not going to say Saints. I'm going to say the Cardinals will win the other wild card in that conference. In the AFC, I picked the Bengals to win the AFC North just by a slight margin. So I think the Steelers will be one of the wild cards. And the other wild card for me will be the Broncos because I picked the Chargers to win the West. But that could go, that could be flipped for sure.
Yeah. So for me, I picked the Cowboys to win the East. So just like you, Kyle, I'm gonna pick the Eagles to come out of the East in the wild card. And the other one, I picked the Saints to come out of the South. So I'll go with the Panthers. I want to pick the Cardinals or the 49ers because I think either one of them would be good. But I think the Panthers will probably get that last spot there. And then for the AFC, I would say probably the Chargers and the Bengals. Those are just the 2 I didn't pick to win their divisions. So I think those 2 will have good enough records to get into the playoffs there.
Yeah, Kent, you got some wild card picks here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you have to go. I think one of the wild cards in the NFC has to be, like, I picked the Seahawks to win the West Division, but I think it has to be the 49ers. Like, they're a good team. I mean, they're not Seattle Seahawks, but I mean,
They've been to 2 straight
Yeah,
NFC
I mean,
Championship
they've
games.
been to NFC
They went
Championship
to the Super Bowl
game,
2
they went
years
to
ago.
Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like, so I think that's definitely a wild card team.
Vernon Davis, man.
Yeah, and Vernon Davis. I mean, I have a bromance with that guy. Him and Frank Gore.
I think we all
like them
do.
both. So, and then the other team probably picked I feel like the Saints will probably be there in the end because I picked the Panthers to win that South Division, but I feel like the Saints will probably be in that wild card spot along with the 49ers. And then the AFC Division or the AFC Conference. I picked the Steelers to win the North Division, but it's going to be a toss-up between them and the Bengals. So, because I picked the Steelers to win, I'm going to pick the Bengals as a wild card, and to go with the Chargers as well to be there. So,
Sweet deal. So those are our division picks and wild card picks. So who we got meeting in the Super Bowl, and who do we each got winning? Kent, you want to start us with your
man.
Super Bowl pick?
well, I mean, as of right now, like you can't. I don't know. Like I don't feel like there's a feasible reason to pick against the reigning Super Bowl champs. Like they're just. I mean, their defense is outstanding. Their offense is ridiculous. Like, I mean, I don't see, as of right now, going like week 5, like I haven't seen anything special from any other team that could trump the Seahawks. I mean, yeah, they lost a game, but I mean, people, that's happened.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
last year they lost 2 games
Yeah,
or 3
I
games
mean,
or something.
they're just, and they have that 12th man, right? Like they have the loud stadium, and that helps them a lot too. their fan base and stuff. So I think I'm going Seahawks.
Over
Who are they gonna?
their AFC team.
Probably. I mean, the logical pick would probably be the Broncos because they're just, again, you can't bet against.
Well, yeah,
them.
those are the clear two best teams in the NFL.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a toss-up because, like, if the Bengals are a good team, they could go. I mean, they could go far in the playoffs. The Colts, they're kind of a dark horse too. Like, I don't know. It's between them three, like, I want to say, well, even the Patriots, like, they could be good too. Like, they can figure their stuff out and then be good. But I would say Seahawks over. I mean, the logical pick is Broncos again. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
a rematch, eh?
it's probably. I mean, that's kind of how I feel. But if you guys want to argue with me, go ahead. 'Cause
No, like that's like, I don't think anyone can like put up like an argument against yours. So like, for me, like I'm going with the Seahawks too in the NFC. Like you said, I haven't seen anything to hold against them or like to doubt them, and so I see them coming out of the NFC. But I'm gonna pick the Patriots coming out of the AFC, not just because I'm a Patriots fan. But
Yeah,
I think,
right.
I think it's been a while since the Patriots have been in a Super Bowl. Really, there's only three teams I think could come out of the AFC. That's being the Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos. And for me, really, I think the Patriots and the Broncos are better than the Colts. And I'm going to say that the Patriots this year will beat the Broncos to get there. And I hope, and I'm going to pick the Patriots to figure out that Seahawk defense and win again.
Nice.
dude, nice.
I will say this. For all you football fans that are listening, for us, defense wins games and running the ball wins games. These pass-happy offenses, that's why the Broncos failed last year. Their defense is better though this year. I'm agreeing with Ben here actually. Before the season even started, I told Ben that I thought his boys, the Patriots, would end up winning the Super Bowl this
It's not
year.
a thing.
It's a thing, apparently.
Over the Seahawks, and the Patriots defense is upgraded. Their running game is pretty good with Vereen and
It's not like
Ridley,
spectacular, but
they have good
They
running
get it
backs.
done.
And as you could see against the Bengals last week, like the Bengals have a good defense,
Yep.
and the Patriots put up 43 points or however many they.
40-something.
Yeah, they scored a lot. So, and the reason I'm picking against the Seahawks is because Super Bowl champions never repeat. The last ones to repeat were who, Ben?
The Patriots.
3 years in a row. But that was
That pisses me right off.
that was 11
You
years
know what?
ago.
It may piss you off, but I'm just happy.
I hate the Patriots.
That was 11 years ago. So
It's been too long.
I have to pick against the repeat champion just because repeat champions don't happen in the NFL. Like, it
Dude, what
rarely
about-
happens.
What about this whole Madden curse stuff, dude?
Sherm's
Richard Sherman
saying
was
he's
on the
destined to
cover,
get hurt, or?
right? I'm not saying he's destined to get hurt. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, he's good.
does he
obviously.
have any interceptions this year?
But I'm just saying.
Does not.
Not yet.
but I'm
Like
just
it's
saying-
only, what is it, week 5?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
You
just
still
saying.
got
Like,
time.
so far, like we haven't really seen like greatness out of him. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure some quarterbacks are scared to throw his way. I mean, I would be. Right?
Yeah, like that first week, who
But-
was it? Didn't throw at him.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers didn't
Yeah,
throw at him.
Aaron Rodgers didn't throw at him, which makes sense.
But Philip Phillips threw at him. Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers threw his way. So I don't
Found
know.
some success.
Like it's not that's why, but I'm just saying like everybody was like, oh, the Madden curse.
It's always an
You
interesting
remember
thing
the
to
last
think about.
Seahawk that graced the cover of Madden? His
Sean-
name
Sean
was Sean
Alexander.
Alexander. Where is he?
Stocking
Nobody
shells
knows.
at the local
Golfing.
Kmart.
He
You know?
Local Kmart.
He is golfing
Okay, there's no
With the rest of the Raiders.
sources that confirm that he's actually a stock boy at Kmart.
or
but,
golfing.
but that's what I think he's doing. He had a couple good years. Anyways,
So yeah,
so there you have it. Those are our picks. Again, if you guys are listening and you want to give us some feedback, tell us your picks, anything we did wrong, any reasoning that you disagree with, just hit us up with the hashtag #DudeNice, and we will try to find the best tweets and hopefully read them next time.
We'll read them on the podcast.
From here on out, we're going to try to make this a weekly thing, and we'll of course review the last week's NFL games. We got the NBA season coming up, so we'll do a preview for that at some point. Hockey season just started, so believe it or not, me and Kent will allow Ben to talk some hockey.
I'll
in
probably
here.
bring my boy Barrett Williams in here, and we'll have a little chit chat.
Probably guest Barrett Williams.
Talk about the Calgary
Yeah,
Flames,
we'll talk about hockey.
the Lethbridge Hurricanes.
Well, I
basketball.
wouldn't go that far.
No,
But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. We all love sports. It's pretty easy to sit here and
Dude, are we gonna
talk about this and argue.
MLB playoffs?
Oh yeah,
probably should.
Something like that sometime.
and
Dude, them-
we're in the championship series for each league,
Playoffs have been good so far for those baseball fans out there.
and I'm looking for the Royals.
Yeah,
To
I'm
go
on
all the
that
way.
bandwagon too myself.
But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff, and hopefully you guys will keep tuning in if anyone's tuning in at all.
But send us your questions and your topics you want us to discuss, or even call in. Maybe we'll have some call-ins.
Yeah,
Comments or suggestions or whatever. Reasonings that we didn't hit or whatever.
Or even if you just want to share how much you love listening to this podcast. That means a lot to
You
us.
just want to share how much you love Kyle Nielsen.
Kyle
Share.
Nielsen, everybody.
thank you. All right, so keep listening. Hopefully, we'll hear from you guys soon.